Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:20 p.m., and a rebroadcast of the next day at 11 a.m., just in case you missed that program.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. Kevin Smith here. Let's get to the news in detail. The announcement made last week that ExxonMobil's subsidiary Esso would be flaring above pilot levels yet again at the Liza Destiny oil vessel due to its faulty gas compressor system was one that should have emerged from Guyana's regulator, the EPA. Instead, the nation heard nothing but radio silence from the nation's environmental watchdog. We were able to secure confirmation of ExxonMobil's activities from the Minister of Natural Resources, Vikram Bharat, but he was not able to provide details on the extent to which the oil giant would be flaring. In light of this, the previous head of the EPA, Dr. Vincent Adams, said that Bharat, or no politician for that fact, should be speaking on behalf of the agency. Dr. Adams pointed out that such a key regulator should have been more proactive in informing and updating Guyana's populace on what issues were discovered aboard the Liza Destiny oil vessel, along with ensuing solutions or sanctions. Meanwhile, considering the significant benefits Suriname has reaped from choosing to be a partner on all producing projects in its offshore basin, Managing Director of Staatsolie, Mr. Rudolf Elias, is of the firm conviction that Guyana should give due consideration to adopting a similar approach. Staatsolie is Suriname's national oil and gas company. He was quick to note that the benefits, particularly as it relates to monetary costs to be incurred, provide a strong case for countries to have a seat at the table. Elias said that this very reasoning underscores the need to have a national oil company with knowledgeable individuals who can be a partner of choice for oil companies. And now let's tell you, EPA Director Sharifa Razak recently revealed that an inspection is being done on the internal mechanical seal on the flash gas compressor, with the aim of determining whether the defective seal needs to be reseated or replaced. This news comes on the heels of ExxonMobil's increased flaring from pilot levels at their Liza Destiny operations due to the defective seal. She also weighed in that in the event of the seal needing replacement, backup equipment is already in Guyana. And now let's tell you, a taxi driver on Wednesday was shot 3 times in front of his 10-year-old daughter while fighting off a hijacker. Nursing 3 gunshot wounds to his left arm and thigh is 41-year-old Rolvin Maynard of Melanie, East Coast Amarara. Maynard was shot around 16 hours at Kwamina Road, Betapawakting, by a man he picked up. Maynard recounted to police that his daughter was with him in the car. Police are currently hunting the hijacker. And moving on, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal is asking the High Court to decline the request of APNU AFC parliamentarian David Patterson to find the budget allocations for constitutional agencies by the National Assembly September 1st were done contrary to Section 80B2 of the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act. In an affidavit responding to Patterson's claim, Nandlal argued to refuse the orders and declarations being sought by Patterson, quote-unquote, since it would serve no useful purpose. Nandlal contends that failure to circulate the budget proposals for 23 constitutional agencies is justified by the doctrine of necessity. In other news, Guyana may not have the capacity to host 3 major exams simultaneously and still ensure high integrity in the conduction of it. This is according to the Minister of Education, Priya Manik Chand. The examinations in question are CSEC, CAPE, the National Grade 6 Assessment. In a release from the Ministry of Education, Manik Chand was quoted as saying CXC has not announced dates for their CSEC and CAPE exams, and the country may not have the capacity to run 3 major exams at the same time and maintain the high integrity of the exams. Notably, last year, CXC had refused to postpone the examinations, maintaining that the integrity will remain intact. It was said, and I quote, "We have all the systems in place to facilitate and to ensure that we do not have any cheating incidents." And now let's tell you a police constable attached to the Ghana Police Force Tactical Service Unit was today charged with causing death by dangerous driving when he appeared at the Providence Magistrates Court before Principal Magistrate Judy Latchman. The defendant, Stefan Ramsdale, pleaded not guilty to the charge, which alleged that on January 5th, he drove a minibus owned by the police force in a manner dangerous to the public, causing the death of 59-year-old Dolmiti Diochand. Ramsey was granted bail to the tune of $600,000 and will make his next court appearance on February 19th. And finally, let's tell you the Ministry of Health today revealed that an 86-year-old male from Region 4 has been recorded as Guyana's 180th COVID-19 fatality. Additionally, the ministry reported 107 new infections from the virus, which is among the highest numbers recorded in one day so far for 2021. The COVID-19 case toll increased to 7,887. 5 patients are in the COVID-19 ICU, 746 in home isolation, 56 in institutional isolation, and 13 in institutional quarantine. Additionally, a total of 6,901 persons have recovered from the virus, with 75 new recoveries recorded today. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Coming up next is the National Outlook with GHK Lal, followed by a short but very informative message from the publisher of Kaieteur News himself, Mr. Glenn Lal, on the oil and gas sector. And coming up at exactly 19 hours 20 is the Glenn Lal Show. Tell it as it is. Do stay tuned.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your